Good morning everyone. So today class is blood pressure. So as you know the blood pressure is very important. So coming to the definition, so it is a lateral pressure exerted by the column of blood on the walls of the blood vessels. So that means, so when the, so suppose when the heart, this is the heart, when the heart pumps the blood, so it is going through the aorta, right? So aorta and pulmonary artery. So when it is going to the pulmonary artery and aorta, so these blood, okay, it exert a pressure on the walls of the arteries. So this is the arteries or the blood vessels, okay. Suppose this is the blood vessel. So while the blood is passing through this, so this is the wall of the blood vessels, it is putting a pressure, okay. This is putting a pressure, the lateral pressure, so lateral side, lateral pressure exerted by the column of blood. So this column of blood on the walls of the arteries or the blood vessels are called BP. Clear? So it is the lateral pressure exerted by the walls, by the column of blood on the walls of the arteries or blood vessels. So normal BP, so it is 120 by 80. 120 by 80 mmHg. So mmHg is a unit, that is millimercury, millimeter of mercury, okay. So we can ask what is 120 by 80. So this 120, so we call it as, so I will tell later. So that is systolic pressure. So there are systolic pressure we have to measure, diastolic pressure we have to measure, then this pulse pressure and mean arterial pressure are the calculations, okay, by seeing, recording the systolic BP, systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. So first systolic BP. Systolic BP is the maximum pressure recorded in the arteries during ventricular systole. So you know what is ventricular systole. So systole means the contraction, okay. Systole means the contraction of the heart. So during contraction of the heart, so what will happen? The blood is pumped to the different part of the different parts or to the arteries, okay. So maximum blood is pumping during ventricular systole, so hence it is recorded the maximum pressure recorded in the arteries during ventricular systole, okay. Normal it is 100 to 120 mmHg. Clear? So systolic blood pressure is the maximum pressure recorded in the arteries during ventricular systole. The normal range is 100 to 140 mmHg, okay. So if you take the mean value, that is 120 mmHg. I told now first normal 120 by 80, so that 120, so above what you are writing the here, that is systolic, the down you are writing now, so that is diastolic BP, okay. So this systolic BP is the maximum pressure recorded in the arteries during ventricular systole. Understood? So the blood pressure is the lateral pressure exerted by the blood on the walls of the blood vessels. That understood, right? So while whenever the heart pumps the blood during systole, the heart pumps the blood, which is going to the blood vessels. When it is going to the blood vessels, so that will produce the pressure on the walls. This is the walls of the arteries. Okay, so inside is the walls of the arteries. It is produce a pressure on the walls of the arteries. So that is recorded as a blood pressure. Okay, so in this, so in the two terms we are measuring, one is systolic blood pressure and another one is diastolic blood pressure. The systolic BP is the maximum pressure. Okay, so maximum pressure is recorded in the arteries during ventricular systole. So ventricular systole, what will happen? So ventricles get contracts, right? So whenever the ventricles get contracts, so that will produce a maximum pressure, means so more pressure, so it will act with the, it will act means it will supply the blood or pump the blood with more pressure, so that you recorded as a systolic BP. So this systolic BP normal is 100 to 140 mmHg. So mean it is 120 mmHg. Okay. So next one is the diastolic BP. It is a minimum pressure. Okay, so minimum pressure recorded during ventricular diastole or ventricular diastole. Okay, so minimum pressure. So what will happen during diastole? There is a ventricles get relaxed. So during ventricles get relaxed, the pressure will be dropped, right? There is lesser pressure. Okay, so that lesser pressure you can be recorded as a diastolic BP. Okay, the minimum pressure is recorded during diastole. So maximum in during systole, minimum is during diastole. Clear? Okay, so normal range it is 60 to 90 mmHg. Okay, and if you take the mean, it is 80 mmHg. Okay, so total 120 is systolic. So when you go for a doctor to check your BP, so they will write and give like this. So 120 at 110. So nowadays it is 110, they are taking as a normal. Okay, so 120 by 80 or 75 or whatever you get, so that is your BP. So that you should come to know 120 is the systolic BP and 80 is the minimum pressure, 120 is the maximum pressure. Okay, clear this one? So now we will go to pulse pressure. Okay, the pulse pressure is the difference between systolic BP, so this one SBP, systolic BP, and minus diastolic BP. So always it is maximum to minimum, right? Maximum to we have to subtract maximum to minimum, higher number to lower number, na? So it is don't write reverse. Okay, it is always systolic, maximum minus minimum. So systolic BP minus diastolic BP. So it is around 40 mmHg. Okay, it is around 40 mmHg. So why we have to see the pulse pressure? So because it is very important. So whenever it is the pulse pressure is high, so or it is low, so that will tell the any if the cardiac output is normal or not. Okay, so if it is 40 mmHg, the cardiac output is taking place correctly. Okay, so cardiac output, you know, so it represents the index of cardiac output. Okay, it represents the index of cardiac output. So next comes the mean arterial pressure. So mean arterial pressure is very important because so whatever the blood is flowing to the tissues, okay, or organ, so that is mainly depends on this mean arterial pressure. Okay, so mean arterial pressure that determines the volume of blood, volume and amount of blood. Okay, amount of blood flow through an organ. So suppose so the kidney is there. Okay, so this is one organ. So right, so per minute, okay, so to this kidney, So during cardiac output, the blood is will go to this kidney, right? So thus per minute, how much the volume of blood which is flowing to this kidney, so that depends on mean arterial pressure. That means if mean arterial pressure increases or decreases, okay, so what will happen, the flow to that organ will decreases. So that means the flow of blood to the kidney, that mainly depends on the mean arterial pressure. So whenever there is a difference in not the actual blood pressure, okay, BP, you know, so the 120/80, so the flow of blood to the each part, each organ is depends on mean arterial pressure, okay. So it is how to how to calculate this one. So there is a formula is there. So usually this formula they will ask, okay, that is diastolic BP, okay, diastolic BP plus 1/3 of pulse pressure. So pulse pressure, you know, systolic BP minus diastolic BP, right? Okay, so divided by 3 you have to do, then add with the diastolic BP. Understood? So mean arterial BP, so that is very important. So because any alteration in the blood flow to the kidney or organ, that mainly depends, that will alter the, because of alteration in mean arterial BP, okay. So it will determine the volume of blood flow through an organ or a tissue. Understood? So the mean arterial pressure, so it is the mean pressure exerted in the arterial compartment or exerted in the arteries during a cardiac cycle, okay. On each cardiac cycle, you take one cardiac cycle, so in that time, so how much pressure will be there in the arterial compartment, okay. So that is determined by mean arterial BP. So that is very important. So it will determine the volume of blood flow through an organ or a tissue. Understood? So very important, blood pressure. So definition and definitions of systolic BP. The question is define BP, write the normals, definition and normal of BP. If they ask, you have to write the systolic BP normal, diastolic BP normal, then pulse pressure, then mean arterial pressure. Understood? So next, coming to the factors that maintain the BP, okay. So there are mainly two factors that maintain the BP. So maintain means what? So any alteration in these two factors that alter the blood pressure, okay. So we will see, it's a very important. So one is the cardiac output. So BP mainly depends on cardiac output into peripheral resistance, okay. So BP mainly it is the product of cardiac output and peripheral resistance. PR is a peripheral resistance. So any alteration in these factors, okay, so that will alter the blood pressure. So again, you know, the cardiac output is the product of heart rate into stroke volume, okay. So just you remember. So factors maintaining the blood pressure. So write a note, which are the factors maintain the blood pressure. So you have to write the cardiac output, peripheral resistance, blood volume, okay. So blood volume. So then viscosity of the blood, so viscosity and elasticity of the vessel wall, okay. So that is enough. So these things are not necessary, okay. So I will send a picture to the group. So factors maintaining the normal BP. So one is the cardiac output, peripheral resistance, that you know. What is peripheral resistance? It is the resistance offered by the peripheral blood vessels. There are central and peripheral blood vessels. The central are a heart, right? So it is sending, distributing the blood. So it is going to the peripheral part. So peripheral, you know, right? The other side. Okay, so it is whenever the blood flow to the peripheral part, so that peripheral blood vessels will offer resistance, means it is stopping, not stopping, it is opposing. Okay, it is opposing to blood flow. So next is the blood volume. So if the blood volume is higher, so means 5 liters of blood will be there in our body. So if it is normal, so BP will also normal. So if it is increases, what will happen? The BP also increases, like that. Then blood, which condition? During accident or hemorrhage, the blood volume will decreases. That time there is a decrease in BP can be seen. Next, the viscosity of the blood. So viscosity is also a type of resistance offered to blood flow. The elasticity of the blood vessels. So blood vessels are mainly, they are having some elasticity. Okay, if they lose the elasticity, the pumping of blood to the through the blood vessels will also increases. So more pressure has to put, so that time the BP will increases. So usually you can see in the old age. Okay, so in the old age, there is a loss of elasticity, or elasticity will be decreases. So that time more pressure is required to pump the blood to the other parts. So that time what will happen? The BP increases. Understood? The factors maintaining the blood pressure. So next, coming to the functions of BP. So why this pressure is maintained normally at all the time? So because due to this pressure, so you know, I will give one example. So water is coming in your tap. When you open the tap, so water is coming from the tank. So that is through a pressure, right? So only if the pressure is there, the whatever the object or anything, the liquid or anything will move. You have to apply the pressure, so then only the object will move, or pressure or the things will move, like water or blood, anything. Okay, so that pressure is very important to keep the blood flowing. So what will happen if the pressure is not there? So the blood or water, anything, so it will not move forward, right? So it will not move forward, like that. Understand? So it will maintain the sufficient pressure head to keep the blood flowing. So flow of blood through the blood vessels is maintaining. This is to provide the motive force for filtration at capillary bed. So that means, so mainly in the capillaries you know, so small blood vessels, capillaries. So through that, the exchange of nutrients or oxygen, carbon dioxide, everything is taking between the cells, and the capillaries is taking place. So because of this motive force, so because of this pressure, so it will maintain the filtration. So at the capillary bed, there is a filtration, and the filtration and absorption is taking place. Okay, so filtration and absorption, the two phenomena. So filtration, then absorption is of the nutrients are taking place. So because of this motive force, so that will help for to get the nutrition to the tissue, okay, to give a nutrition to tissue, formation of urine, okay, then flow of lymph, okay. So lymph is another one. So lymph is a modified tissue fluid. So, okay, it's a tissue fluid, so derived from a interstitial fluid. So it will flow through a lymphatic channels. So just remember, it is a tissue fluid, okay. So it is formed by a tissues. It's a tissue fluid. So these are the functions, okay. So I will stop here only. So that means, so in this BP, so the definition, the normal values, then systolic BP, diastolic BP, pulse pressure, mean arterial pressure, so are important. Then factors maintaining, so they will ask for MCQs questions, they will ask, okay. So what are the factors which maintain? One is the cardiac output, peripheral resistance, blood volume, viscosity and elasticity of the blood vessels, okay. So these 5 things if you remember is enough. Then functions, so mainly it maintains the sufficient pressure head to keep the blood flowing. So it form a motive force for filtration at capillary bed, so that will helpful to give a nutrition to tissue, formation of urine, so that is also important. Then by the function of kidney, then flow of lymph. So lymph is a tissue fluid, so formed in interstitial space, so it is flow through the lymph nodes, so those things are not needed.